Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for coming. I am Tobin Posma, Director of Special Projects for the FIFA Host Committee World Cup Vancouver team. I will be your host and MC this morning. So I want us to start in a good way. This year's tournament here in Vancouver is taking place on the traditional and unceded territories of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh nations. And so I'd like to introduce Councillor Morgan Guerin of the Musqueam Indian Band to give us a welcome today. Morgan?
Thank you so much. Good morning.
Oh, a little
taller. Siem Nasiaya, my dear friends and relatives, Entha Setsaleno. My name is Morgan Guerin. My ancestral name is Setsaleno. I'm a member of the Musqueam First Nation, one of the elected councillors. My chief sends his regrets, but sends some warm thoughts for all of us here today. So it is indeed my honor to say a few words of welcome, because this is such a tremendous occasion that's ahead of us. In our culture, we would call it ceremony. We've got guests coming. Let's get the house ready. And much like we did in 2010 when we welcomed the world, we were happily ready to welcome the world once again. So I'm very, very, very excited for all the work that's going on, for all the people who are coming here. And this leads back to my Musqueam people used to look out to the waters to see canoes that were coming in and go and welcome those people and ask them, do you come in peace and do you have good intention? And when they did, not only were they welcomed into the territory, but they were really taken care of. It was an honor to have a guest in your home. And so continuing that spirit today, all the work that myself, my friends, and my colleagues, the three host nations, as well as our host city, working together to make sure that everyone who comes here has the best experience that they can have, and showing the world once again that we are so happy to host them here. So that said, it's easy for me to say on behalf of my people, Amit Sepquatwilam, which means all of you are welcome here. And I really love the literal translation. All of you, come on in, because that's where family belongs, and let's have an amazing, safe, and fun time together. I also want to acknowledge my family who aren't here today, but are always here in my heart. The Musqueam, the Squamish, and the Tsleil-Waututh are three families who were once divided by boundaries that we did not draw, but we have always been connected with our bloodlines. We are three nations, but one family, and we all welcome you here today. Hait Sepka, thank you all for being here today.
Thanks so much, Councillor Morgan Guerin. So we are honored to be partnering with the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh nations, along with the City of Vancouver, the Province of British Columbia, and the Government of Canada in hosting this historic tournament. We are just over 1 month, 5 weeks away to the greatest sporting event in the world. And today we're going to be having an update as we get closer and closer to welcoming the world again back to Vancouver. We're going to start with Jesse Adcock, my boss, host committee lead and chief delivery officer, and Tanya Galehood, my other boss, our chief operations officer. And they're going to be followed by Chris Maith, general manager of PAVCO, Don Chapman, deputy chief of the Vancouver Police Department, and Kevin Quinn, CEO of TransLink. And they're each going to brief you on their respective areas of responsibility and expertise. And after the updates, we'll have about 10 minutes for FIFA-related questions and answers. So, the World Cup is fast approaching, and for die-hard, lifelong soccer fans like myself and my family, we cannot overstate how excited we are to be welcoming and hosting the World Cup, part of the World Cup in our hometown. So like he does for every international tournament, my dad is getting ready to adorn our house in Coquitlam with Dutch flags, orange banners. This year we're mixing in the red and white of Canada. And always my mom protects a corner of the house for her England flags. So always we like to see how long will the flags stay up. They only stay up as long as those countries are in the tournament. So we'll see which flags come down first. But on that note, I'd like to invite Jesse and Tanya to give an introduction and overview of where we're at. Jesse, Tanya?
How exciting is this? It's really, really happening. Thank you, Tobin, for that introduction. We last had the opportunity to update all of you in December, and since then we've hit many milestones. 100 Days to Go, FIFA Fan Festival, several announcements. Last week, the excitement really started with FIFA Congress, which Vancouver successfully hosted, and you can just feel the excitement building. In fact, I can feel it in the atmosphere here today as well. You've seen the signage going up. Yesterday, you would have heard that Science World is transforming into the Trionda soccer ball, and TransLink is dressing up a few of their buses, to name a few. We're 35 days out from the biggest sporting event in the world. This World Cup spans 3 countries, 16 host cities, and a historic 48 teams. Today, Tanya and I are going to talk to you a little bit about what that experience is going to look like and how you can get involved and plan to attend and build lifelong memories, because celebrating this beautiful game belongs to everyone. With most of the world represented here in Vancouver culturally, it's bound to be a very exciting summer, and we want you to be a part of it, to create lifelong memories for yourselves and your families, just like Tobin here has with his family. So today, our goal is to provide you with a number of pieces of information that will help you plan, because it's important for us to come together to celebrate this beautiful game and to maximize this opportunity that our city has in front of it. So today, we're launching our Know Before You Go campaign. Essentially, it's a one-stop comprehensive resource for fans, visitors, locals, international travelers, and contains lots of easily accessible information and tools to plan ahead and build that memorable experience and those memories that are going to go with you for a lifetime. I'm very proud of the team who's come together to build it. I'm very proud of the campaign, and we're excited to see it launch today. It's the culmination of a lot of work across a broad spectrum of partners. We're also very grateful to Carson Ting, who's here today, for helping shape the visual approach. Thank you so much. That visual approach feels so uniquely Vancouver. Thank you, Carson. Yeah. I want to take a moment to recognize and thank our many partners who are working alongside of us: the City of Vancouver, the federal and provincial governments, the local First Nations, Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh, and all of our delivery partners and FIFA. This summer is set to be record-breaking. We'll have an estimated 350,000 spectators at the stadium across all of our 7 matches, a record number of cruise ships coming into the city, and a capacity of over 25,000 at our FIFA Fan Festival here. It's going to be the province's largest watch party, and we invite you to be a part of it. We've been working with our partners to build a plan that keeps the city moving, minimizes impact to residents, and maximizes the fun and atmosphere of hosting an event like the World Cup. Of the 16 cities, you'll also be proud to know that our city is the only city that has hosted a World's Fair, an Olympic and Paralympic Winter Games, the Invictus Games, and both the FIFA Women's World Cup and the FIFA Men's World Cup. It puts our city all in a league of its own. So can you feel that excitement? As the host committee, we're responsible for establishing the foundation across Vancouver that matches the other 16 host cities. With 104 matches set to be played across those 16 cities, we're really looking forward to display Vancouver across the board. So I'm excited to hand this over to Tanya now, our COO, who's going to talk through some of the details.
Thanks, Jesse. Hi, everybody. I'd like to talk to you a little bit about what match day will look like, so we'll start there. Match days are for everyone. This summer, no matter how you arrive at the FIFA World Cup, match day will begin at Main Street Science World Station. So I'm going to reference the map here for you as well. This centralized starting point at Main Street Science World Station will be the arrival hub for transit riders, taxi and rideshare pickup and drop-off. Here, there will also be a free bike valet with concierge service for your personal bikes and shared bikes and e-scooters. We've established these services at this central location as parking and car access to the stadium area will be limited. Ticket holders for the World Cup will be approaching BC Place Vancouver via Pacific Boulevard, as you can see here on our matchday spectator route. Pacific Boulevard will be closed as of May 23rd to traffic. With this unique stadium access during the World Cup, we've created this pedestrianized pass from the station at Main Street Science World to make your way to the stadium. In addition, we've also been working hard to create pedestrianized walking paths and connections from the downtown and from the surrounding neighborhoods around the stadium. To find your way to this to the spectator route, you will follow our wayfinding and our game trails, which you can see here, and some examples of this are already in the station here today. It's a part of our brand and design element with arrows that will help guide you to the destination and find your way to the stadium. So look for these game trails, look for our wayfinding and signage, and when in doubt, look for the giant Trion de Ball at Science World, which is also the home to the Soccer and Technology exhibit at the FIFA Museum this summer. So once you're here, once you've arrived at this destination, enjoy the festive atmosphere. On arrival, visitors will be welcomed with colorful flags of the countries who will be participating in the matches, music, and of course, our wonderful volunteers helping guide the way. Fans making their way along this spectator route can enjoy activations including testing your football skills on a mini pitch, hearing music from world-class DJs, grabbing a selfie with the iconic BC Place Vancouver and the mountains behind you. As well, you could even pick up some merchandise on your way. FIFA World Cup store will also be on site in this area. Downtown, the streets will be open, vibrant, and exciting. But on match days, there will be some temporary closures around that stadium area that we need to plan for. So residents and businesses impacted by event-related road closures in this area will be able to maintain most access with some limitations using our local traffic access passes, which are being enabled now and being presented to the community next week. We've also heard from BIAs and local businesses and establishments, and we know many are planning really fun activations in and around the tournament period this summer using helpful tips located in our community activation playbook, which you can find on our website as well. Additionally, on match days, accessible pickup and drop-off will be located, as you can see on the map here, on Kiefer between Taylor and Carroll Street, and also on Nelson between Pacific and Expo, as noted on the map. Handy Dart will also have access to a closer drop-off point near the ticket holder access point, as you can see here. On the days without a World Cup match, this area will largely go back to business as usual. So these activations and these plans are in place for those 7 days. Now that you've heard a little bit about the match days, I'll let Jesse introduce the festival, and then we'll talk about how to get there as well.
Okay, the Fan Festival. We're super excited about this. This is going to be the best, the largest, the most exciting watch party in all of British Columbia. So let me tell you a little bit more about this free 28-day event. So the FIFA Fan Festival will be located on the grounds of the PNE, and it's going to be the ultimate destination for all things FIFA World Cup. It's going to be one of the places that you can truly experience that World Cup atmosphere. It's going to operate for 28 days with a varying schedule, and gate entry is free to everyone. As part of a network and tradition of fan festivals, this is really where you can get involved and feel that spirit across the 16 cities as well. The site will immerse you in the World Cup experience with live matches playing on big screens throughout the site, football activations, fun things for the family, local food, and interactive experiences. And not to mention the music. If you follow our social media, you will have seen that the music lineup is unparalleled. There'll be concerts taking place each and every day on 2 stages. The amphitheater, which is a stunning new location for all of us here, will have headline concerts that are ticketed, and the park stage in the center of the festival site will have headline concerts every day that are free for everyone. Concerts inside the amphitheater will also have space reserved at the front for first come, first serve, free standing room space for up to 2,500 people for each concert. Soccer matches will be viewable throughout the festival site, and our screens will be broadcasting over 100 hours of World Cup matches. So please do check out our website, go to the Fan Festival section, start to build your schedule, start to familiarize yourself with the footprint, get excited about the bands that are playing on the days that they're playing on, figure out your vacation plans and figure out, how you're going to get your whole family there, coordinate with your family members to make it really a day for all of you to experience. And if you love it, come back each and every one of those 28 days. So to augment your match viewing, there'll be programming to suit all interests. You'll see the Okanagan vineyards represented, our love of the outdoors, our culture, as well as our love for music and food. We're also very proud to partner with Destination BC and showcase our relationship with our local First Nations and the beauty of BC in one location, brought together through the World Cup of Magic. If there's a match you want to watch on a big screen or a concert you want to attend, please do take a look at the website and purchase your tickets now. There are over 120 artists playing on both stages, making it among the largest live music experiences ever staged in British Columbia to date. You will not want to miss it. So Tanya's going to talk about how you get to FanFest.
Thanks, Jessie. So whether you're coming to cheer on your favorite country, to see a free concert, or just enjoy that festive World Cup atmosphere, getting to the festival will be easy. We're all pretty familiar with getting to the PNE, I know, but there are some changes that are worth planning for that we'd like to talk about today. So please also note that these maps will be available on our website later today. If you plan to travel by public transit, which we recommend, to the FIFA Fan Festival, a special service bus, the FIFA Fan Festival Special, will be established from this station at 29th and Renfrew. So that will be a loop that will take you from the train system to the PNE to enjoy the festival. Drop-off and pickup for that bus service will be located adjacent to the Pacific Coliseum. We've also created an off-street rideshare and taxi pickup and drop-off area, you can see identified here as well, to really help create efficiencies and remove congestion off those surrounding streets in this area. So all festival drop-offs and pickups will take place in this parking lot. That means no searching for your driver or fighting crowds or trying to find a pickup location. We will centralize that and really create a really optimized operation. The efficient operations here will make these smooth for your festival days. In addition, 2 green hubs have been established for those who would like to arrive on 2 wheels. So similar to the stadium area here, we're going to have free bike valet services with concierge for personal and shared bikes and e-scooters available to you. These green hub locations will also include day lockers for rent, so you can store your stuff. You can go and enjoy the festival. You don't have to bring your helmet with you. This will all be available to you in these locations. If you do choose to drive, please note that there will be very limited public parking on site. We highly suggest you choose another mode that we've described or carpool with your friends and family and really, again, become as efficient as possible when you move to and from the festival. In terms of accessible pickup and drop-off locations, we will be using Gate 2, as noted on the map here at the PNE. And Handy Dart will also have access to the pickup and drop-off location in the rideshare parking lot as well. So again, really enabling as much of that as possible. Once you're at the festival, please enter via one of the gates you can see identified here. And if you're a premium ticket holder, as Jessie noted, you can hop into a fast lane, which gives you guaranteed access to the festival, even if we are at capacity. So that's a perk of a ticket for sure. If you are coming to enjoy the free offerings and just have a great time, pick a lane, pick a line, pick a gate, come on in and enjoy everything that we have to offer. Please also note the festival opening days, while 28 in total, do vary in hours and days per week. And so really encouraging you to please check the schedule on our website, pick the matches you'd like to see and the concerts you'd like to view, and make sure that you make the most of your trip. We are expecting capacity crowds each day at 25,000 and a lot of first-time visitors to this area. And there are new systems in place for everyone to navigate. So please use the Know Before You Go resources, the website, all of the information that we have, and remember to arrive early. We really want to create a unique and exciting experience where everyone can feel a part of the World Cup at this festival. And so please take the time to check out all the information, plan ahead, and have a wonderful time. There's going to be a lot going on, and we're very excited to share it with all of you. Thank you, Jessie.
All right, so just to close out, our hope here is that everyone will take some time out this summer to really take part of this event. We've been working on it for a long time, and we're really hopeful that you will all be proud of the experience that we deliver for both the folks that live here and then the folks that visit here. We're ready and we're excited to host this FIFA World Cup. We're extremely excited at the 35-day mark to be sharing these Know Before You Go materials with you. And we are committed to providing clear, timely, and accessible information on our website, across social media, via the FIFA World Cup Vancouver WhatsApp channel, and also through our social media channels. So this is where your memory making begins. We're doing everything we can to provide you with the information and support that you need to enjoy this unforgettable and safe experience, one that reflects who we are as a city, province, and nation, and leaves a lasting impression on the world. So now I'd like to invite some of our key partners up to the stage, without whom we would not be able to help create this amazing World Cup experience for our residents and visitors alike. So help me welcome General Manager of BC Place Vancouver, Chris May, so that he can share more about what you can expect in attending a match.
Good morning, everyone. I'm very excited to be here today to share an update on BC Place Vancouver. With just 38 days until the first match at BC Place Vancouver, our teams are in the final stretch of preparations for FIFA World Cup 26. I'm very pleased to share that final touches are being completed on our stadium upgrades and renovations, and that we continue to remain on time and on budget. Last week, we began the pitch installation process, and by this time next week, the grass will be fully laid at BC Place Vancouver. You'll also notice changes around the building as we transform into a World Cup venue, including updates to the exterior of the stadium and our surrounding property. My focus today is going to be on the stadium footprint and changes that folks who live and work in the area should be mindful of, as well as some of the key information for ticket holders on match days. The event will look different than any we've had in recent years, as there is a significant stadium footprint that will be in effect. As you can see on the map, the stadium footprint for FIFA World Cup 26 includes Terry Fox Plaza, Pacific Boulevard, the Plaza of Nations, and Concord Pacific Lands. People who live and work in the area should be aware that certain routes around the stadium will not be accessible once the footprint is in effect. Inside the stadium footprint, there will be tons of incredible fan experiences, including opportunities to purchase merchandise, food and beverage, and official partner fan experience activations. To support a smooth entry, we strongly encourage ticket holders to arrive early and enjoy the festivities. Entrances to this area will be open 3 hours prior to kickoff, and fan activations will run until 30 minutes before kickoff. In addition, these activations will reopen and be open for a full 2 hours after the final whistle of each match. For all fans, the most important thing is to plan ahead and review fan policies before traveling to or from Vancouver or BC Place Stadium. For repeat visitors to BC Place Vancouver, it's important to note that FIFA World Cup 26 policies differ in several ways from our standard event policies. For example, bag policies allow for a slightly smaller size than what we regularly allow at BC Place, and it's very important to look at those details. There's also differences to the prohibited items list. For instance, only empty, transparent, soft-sided water bottles up to 1 liter are permitted inside. Instead of a bag check, FIFA has arranged a restricted item storage outside the stadium perimeter, which will cost $20 per item. Fans should also be aware there is no on-site storage for bikes or e-scooters. Strollers are not allowed in the stadium, but can be stored in the restricted item storage for the same fee. I speak about within the stadium perimeter. These are just a few examples of how the policies for this event will differ from our standard event policies, and I strongly encourage everyone to review the full list of policies before match day. All these details and more can be found in the official FIFA World Cup fan app. I'm also proud to share that through our upgrades and renovations, BC Place Vancouver is an even more accessible and welcoming venue. Most notably, we've doubled our passenger elevator capacity with the addition of 3 new elevators throughout the building. In addition, we've upgraded a significant number of washrooms and added gender-neutral facilities. Our existing services, like BC Place Sensory Room, sensory kits, and nursing pods, will all continue to be available during FIFA World Cup 2026. Fan services staff and volunteers will wear non-verbal lanyards to assist in communication with fans. Audio descriptive commentary will be available in both French and English at all 7 matches, and fans can download the FIFA audio description app from their preferred app store. Fans are asked to bring their own headphones for this service. Overall, I'd just like to reiterate, plan ahead, arrive prepared, and we'll do everything we can to get you into the venue quickly and safely. We know this will be a truly unforgettable experience, and we cannot wait to welcome the world to BC Place, Vancouver. Thank you. I'll pass it back to Tobin.
Thank you, Chris. That is a lot of information, which is exactly why we have our Know Before You Go campaign, so that everyone can remember all the things they need to know. And so with that, I'd like to invite Don Chapman, Deputy Chief of the Vancouver Police Department. And Don's going to share some info on how the VPD and their partner agencies are working together to ensure a fun and safe experience for everyone. Don?
Great, thank you very much, Tobin. As stated, my name is Don Chapman. I'm one of the Deputy Chiefs with the Vancouver Police Department. I also have the good fortune to be a co-chair of the Integrated Safety Security Unit and also VPD's executive lead as it relates to the delivery of FIFA World Cup here in the great city of Vancouver. The Vancouver Police Department is committed to helping make the World Cup a safe, secure, and very welcoming environment for everybody. Public safety is going to be our number one and our top priority. The Vancouver Police Department is the police of jurisdiction with respect to World Cup, which is taking place over this 39-day period, June 11th to July 19th. During that time frame, you're going to see additional police officers out in the community all over the city, as well as in the specific FIFA-related venues. However, in addition to the additional VPD officers that you're going to be seeing a number of members from our partner agencies providing public safety services directly within the city of Vancouver. And those partner agencies include the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, our good friends from Metro Vancouver Transit Police, Delta Police Department, and our friends from Alberta, that is Calgary Police Services, and also Edmonton Police Service, who will be in town. So we're all going to be working together to keep the city safe throughout the entire event. So please don't hesitate to say hello to any of our officers should you have any safety concerns or any questions. Now going forward, I'd just like to highlight a couple of really basic know before you go best practices as they're going to relate to public safety. First off, alcohol consumption. Alcohol consumption will be, of course, permitted only in those licensed venues. All of our policing partners that have been working with us, we will be enforcing BC liquor laws under the Liquor Control and Licensing Act. Please keep in mind that the FIFA World Cup is an all-ages celebration. However, like I said, there are many venues throughout the city where adults can responsibly enjoy a drink while watching a match. Next, with respect to airspace or drone activity, I get asked this question quite a bit. So as per Transport Canada regulations, they prohibit drones, as you know, be flown around airports and aerodromes and also in areas that are built up. So by virtue of those restrictions, the airspace around BC Place is going to be a no-fly zone, and it's going to be tightly controlled. So drones of any size are not going to be permitted to fly within that restricted airspace. For more information on drones, I would encourage those who have questions about that to visit our website at vpd.ca/drones. It's a good resource to get you a lot of information there. With respect to fraudulent activities that may take place, from experience, as we all know, these large-scale events can sometimes attract fraudsters trying to take advantage of all the excitement that's going on. Now, specific to fraudulent ticket sales, we encourage everyone to be mindful of the risk of fraudulent ticket sales. Counterfeit or duplicate tickets are often sold online in classified areas or on marketplace sites. Unfortunately, victims often only discover that they're a victim of a fraud once they arrive at the venue and the ticket is rejected. So if something is really too good to be true, it looks too good to be true, it probably is. So please purchase any of your FIFA tickets from those official FIFA sites at fifa.com/tickets. So be cautious of any listings that demand really urgent payments. Be cautious of any ticket prices that are really below the market value, and also be cautious of anybody who's requesting a payment that made in a currency not usually used to purchase a ticket. For example, gift cards or a large amount of gift cards. That would be definitely a big red flag. Now, with respect to short-term rental fraud, fraudsters are often advertise properties that actually don't exist or they do not actually own. So really verify those short-term rental listings, check multiple sources, and confirm that the address that you're renting actually exists. Whenever possible, pay by a credit card, because sometimes those credit cards have additional fraud securities built in with them. And the Canadian Anti-Fraud Centre is a great resource for additional information on that. Finally, with respect to training exercises that are going to take place. So with the World Cup fast approaching, you're going to see officers from the VPD and multiple jurisdictions taking place in more training exercises all over the city on our roadways and in other locations. It's really important for our members and our police partners to prepare for this large-scale event. The VPD is really, really proud to be hosting and delivering one of the most historic and prolonged events that ever take place in the city. We're excited once again to welcome the world to the city of Vancouver. On behalf of Chief Rye and the entire Vancouver Police Department, please enjoy the FIFA World Cup and everything that the city and the province has to offer. Thank you very much. Over to you, Tobin.
Thank you, Don. And last but not least, I'd like to invite TransLink CEO Kevin Quinn to share more about all the different ways you can travel around Vancouver this summer and some of the fun World Cup experiences you can enjoy at public transit stations along the way. Kevin?
All right. Thank you so much, Tobin. So much great information today, right? In just 36 days, Metro Vancouver will welcome the world for FIFA World Cup 2026. And when that happens, transit will be right at the heart of the action. And for so many visitors coming to our region, their first impression of Metro Vancouver will be on transit. Stepping onto the Canada line at YVR, boarding a bus, or riding SkyTrain into the heart of the region. And our job at TransLink is simple to say, but really quite significant in scale, and that is making sure getting around the region is reliable, is welcoming, and is easy. And look, we know how to do this because we've done it before. From the opening of the Expo line for Expo 86 to the Canada line for the Olympics in 2010, our transit system was built for this, and we are ready to deliver again. Transit is and will be the easiest way to get around this region. To meet increased demand and reliably serve our everyday customers, we're adding service across our entire system. TransLink will be adding approximately 600 more bus trips per day, along with dedicated FIFA Fan Festival shuttles connecting customers between 29th Avenue Station, Renfrew Station, and the PNE Fairgrounds. Accessibility is also a top priority for us, and that's why there will be dedicated pickup and drop-off areas for Handy Dart customers going to BC Place and the FIFA Fan Festival. We're also adding special West Coast Express service for those weekend matches. For SkyTrain and SeaBus, we're maximizing frequencies, with trains running every 2 minutes at downtown stations and our SeaBus sailings every 10 minutes before and after local matches. The best way to access BC Place and the last mile, as you've heard, will be from Main Street Science World Station and Stadium Chinatown Station that will remain open throughout the tournament, but pedestrian access to the stadium is easiest from that Main Street Science World Station. Our plan, though, is more than just moving large crowds, though. It's also about making transit part of the event experience here. And that means clear wayfinding and live performances, pop-up moments, a few uniquely local touches across the system, and special announcements. Burnaby's own Christine Sinclair will serve as the guest voice on buses, SkyTrain, SeaBus, and West Coast Express to help customers get around. Her voice is just one more way we're making this experience feel local, feel welcoming, and feel unmistakably Canadian. And, of course, we have our infamous soccer bus, right? 8 of these buses will be out across Metro Vancouver, starting closer to the end of May and then throughout the tournament. One last reminder to help things go smoothly for visitors and local. It's so important to sign up for transit alerts on our website to really receive the latest real-time updates by email or text. Also, just a reminder that we provide customer information in more than 300 languages, really to ensure that everyone feels confident using our system. Our teams know how to move people on busy days. We've done it before for major events. We do it every day across this region, and we're ready to do it again on one of the biggest stages in the world. Thank you so much, and happy to welcome Tobin back to the podium. Thanks.
Thank you for that, Kevin. So that concludes our final remarks. So we've got about 10 minutes for questions. I'm sure you got many questions. So we're going to do pub quiz style. First person that can tell me the dimensions of the water bottle that's allowed in a BC place gets to go first. No? Okay. So that's not bad. Okay, so if you have a FIFA-related question, please raise your hand. Let us know your name, who you're with, who your question is directed towards. And thanks in advance for trying to limit it to one question or maybe one follow-up question. So CBC, I guess. I can see you.
The VPD here. Sorry. Yeah. John Hernandez, CBC. Just for the VPD, we heard a lot from Toronto yesterday about a central command post, use of drones and traffic cameras. Why no details from VPD in terms of similar measures maybe being taken, and will those types of, I guess, security measures be used?
So yeah, great question. And much like Toronto, we're on pace with Toronto. Number of, their security posts will have definitely our dock, our Department of Operations Center will be up and running, as will the City Operations Center be up and running. And yes, we will, when and if necessary, have our drones. We have a very robust drone program. So that'll be up, just, monitoring crowd movements and whatnot. So yes.
Julie Landry from Radio-Canada, also for Simon, yes.
You're going to be popular.
Yes. Talking about security, it's way bigger than BC Place, right? You have the Fan Fest, transit, and everything. Can you give us an idea of proportion of security people that will be at BC Place compared to Fan Festival, for instance?
So it's a great question, and I thought I'd get a question probably on staffing and overall total staffing and whatnot. And I really wish I could give you here's the hard number, but the hard number really doesn't exist per day. As you can imagine, as you outlined here, not only are we looking at the official site, so we have BC Place, the outer security perimeter, we have the last mile walk up, we have Fan Festival, we have Killarney training site, Team Canada training site, the movement of people in and around that region related to FIFA. So that is all different on different days. So it's really very difficult to say on all the days gonna match up. They're gonna be completely different. We also have different game times starting. We have a game starting at 9 o'clock. So the mass in the city could look quite different at 9 p.m. when it's finishing past midnight versus a game that's kicking off at 12 noon or 3 in the afternoon. So staffing, we're going to see peaks and we're going to see valleys. I will say, though, that I do anticipate probably July 2nd and July 7th when we get into the round of 32 and the round of 16 to really see, more of a peak level of people into the city with real passionate interest. Obviously, we're monitoring our fan marches and things like that. So, yeah, we're ready for everything.
Thank you, Joe Sadowski of City News Vancouver. This question is for Jesse or Don. Know before you go is the campaign here today, but taxpayers don't know exactly how much they're on the hook for in terms of in terms of security costs and the total budget, which we haven't gotten an update for in quite some time. So can you share any update on how much this is going to cost in terms of the entire thing and security costs as well?
Yeah, thank you for the question, and understandably so. So we're really here to focus on Know Before You Go today. That's really the plan that we want to talk about, what people need to understand. We'll be coming back with an update in the next few weeks in terms of the update on our budget. Similar to what Don just shared, a lot of our projections have been provided based on not knowing, last year's financial update was given, not knowing what teams were playing here, what times our matches were going to be. And so now we have all of that information, and we've been able to refine our plans. In addition to that, you'll see that a lot of the work is now taking place in these few months leading up to the event. And so the update that we'll come back with financially in the next couple of weeks will give you the answers that you would like.
Hi, this is a question for Chris May about the access for the stadium. We saw the map earlier. I just want to make sure, let's say you are, for example, on Robson Street or BT Street, you have to go all the way to Main Street Science World to get inside the stadium. That's the only access to the stadium?
Not all the way to Main Street Science World, but you will need to enter off the Concord lands. So you will need to make your way around to that side of the stadium, and then there will be an enormous amount of wayfinding and signage. But if coming from downtown, the main spectator entry is on the east side of BC Place, Concord lands towards Science World.
So for example, the end of Robson Street, where it goes to Terry Fox Plaza,
Yes.
this will be closed?
That will be closed to regular ticket holders and spectators, yes.
Hi, Andrea Wu from the Globe and Mail. I think this is probably for Don Chapman or potentially Dave Jones. I know the Integrated Safety and Security Unit has been doing a lot of work planning for various scenarios, preparations, exercises. Can you give us an idea of some of those scenarios that you've planned for and how planning for FIFA has been different from any other mass gathering in Vancouver?
Yeah, it's a great question. So questions on our training and what we've been doing to prepare. So yeah, our team within Vancouver, also with Host City here, awesome group to work with, also with VIMA here in Vancouver. Our training has been going, our planning has been going for literally over 3 years. What started as very basic tabletop exercises that were taking place have now evolved, and just a couple of weeks ago we had a very large and very realistic training scenario at the P&E grounds where we had over 200 officers participate in that. We had our Departmental Operations Center up and running, our Command Operations Center up and running, as well as the City Operations Center up and running, basically testing a large-scale mass casualty event and how everybody from the Vancouver Police, Vancouver Fire, BC EHS, Vancouver Coastal Health, City of Vancouver, and all of our partners would react to such an event and how we could become coordinated, integrated with one another. After post, obviously, we did a debrief and a hot wash to see what transpired and to see if we had any gaps in there. So, yeah, I hope that addresses your question there.
Question for Jesse. You mentioned that you expect to see sellouts for every game. Do you have any ticket sales numbers to sort of back that up? And also down in the States, we're seeing a lot of lower demand for hotel rooms than expected. What are the demand for hotel rooms here in Vancouver?
Isn't it interesting? A few months ago, we were talking about, will there be enough hotel rooms? And now we're talking about demand. No. So, I think our circumstances here in Vancouver are quite unique. We're an extremely attractive city. Folks are very, very excited to come visit us. Just without a FIFA World Cup taking place, it would have been our busiest summer on record anyway. And so we just have our busiest summer on record that is going to converge with the world's largest sporting event. I'm happy to say that ticket sales are super healthy. So most of our matches are almost sold out. There's going to be a few more last-minute ticket sales that you'll see, as well as people make their summer plans, some of them might decide to resell some of their tickets. My recommendation to everybody who's interested in tickets is go to FIFA.com/tickets. Ensure that you have an account. Ensure that you're monitoring. And we're really happy that those people with tickets are now going to have, a number of different options. As we said last year when we were posed the question, there is enough hotel capacity to meet the demand, and so we're happy that our forecasts were correct.
Hi, I'm a reporter from the Canadian Press. I think I have a question for Jesse again, and please forgive me, I don't have a chance to check the Know Before You Go campaign website yet. But
that's your homework after this.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so I'm very curious. I wonder, when will residents and the business receive a much more detailed maps of the FIFA control zone, road closure, and the restricted access around BC Place?
Yes, so one of the things we're very proud of is that last year we established a community stakeholder relations team, and over the course of the last year we've had over 150 different engagement sessions prioritizing residents and businesses that are closer and more adjacent to the impacts. And so we've been working very closely with all of those buildings and businesses in that area for quite some time. And so, yes, we have provided a number of maps as they have evolved over the course of the year. So a lot of what you're seeing today is now the sort of final version of those decisions that would result in sort of which way things are going to go and what days the closures will start. But happy to say we've been sharing that information quite extensively extensively for the last year.
Hi, Reynaldo Suarez, 1130 News Radio here in Vancouver. Quick question for Jesse. I'm already hearing a little bit of concern from residents who live in the Hastings area around the P&E about their parking in front of their homes and such. How do you guys plan to address to make sure, people aren't going to be parking in these residents' parking spots, and then also address the congestion that's going to be coming to that area?
So that is precisely why we have a Know Before You Go campaign. One of the things you heard Kevin talk about just earlier is just how much augmentation there is going to be in our transportation network. I think also amongst the host cities, Vancouver's transportation network is really their top of class. We have one of the most, active resident bases in North America. We've worked with all of our mobility partners, Lime, Uber, Lyft, et cetera, to ensure that we're optimizing different modes of transport. We've worked very extensively with our partners at TransLink to ensure a higher frequency of SkyTrains, more service on West Coast Express, our great Fan Festival Express here that's going to run from this station as well as from Renfrew Station over and optimized a lot of the layout. And so our goal is, through promoting this campaign, ensuring that people know what the easiest way is, the fastest way to get there, which is ultimately by not driving. Our goal is that this will be a very smooth and memorable, enjoyable experience for all.
Hi, Bob Mackin, Raker.News for Deputy Chief Chapman and or Dave Jones. Yeah, good morning.
Got us both.
Yeah, we saw during the FIFA Congress Day and the day before as well that Vancouver lived up to its reputation as a place of protest. Some protesters and groups stayed on the sidewalk, others went on the streets. What is the plan to manage protests that may be disruptive in Vancouver while still respecting people's charter rights? And how are you going to determine that it's a protest group versus, say, a fan group? Because during the World Cup, you do get groups of fans, throngs of fans together. How are you going to manage that? And will there be any criminal sanctions for those who do block streets, perhaps even block FIFA vehicles, team vehicles, dignitary vehicles on game days? And also wanted to find out, to what degree are the Canadian forces going to be involved in the security operation?
Okay, big barrel full of questions here. Essentially, two big things. What's going to be the difference between, fan marches and dealing with protests? So on the protest side of the house, obviously everybody has a Charter 2 right to protest, and the Vancouver Police, we have a very robust history of dealing with protests. We probably do about chaperones, so to speak, about 1,000 different protests per year. We do a lot of work actually facilitating that, as long as they're lawful and they're legal. With respect to a fan march, quite a bit different. We generally will know who a fan leader will be or somebody with that team. We will connect with them beforehand, talk about a planned route that they might look to be marching on, talk about types of numbers, types of days, and where we see conflict, either both on a fan march and a protest or a protest march, we'll actually provide our input and try to steer those individuals away so they can either enjoy their fan march or take place in a lawful protest.
Yeah, Nate Lewis, Van City Lookout.
Oh, sorry, just to add to Bob on the question there. We do work with a lot of the fan associations, so when you talk about it, a lot of the clubs attending here have fan associations and organizations. I mean, they come with the idea of celebrating and doing what they would like. They'd like to gather, they like to get to the stadium, so those contacts are in place and work together with both all members of the host city, the Vancouver Police Department, and they're generally provided escorts to make sure they get there, right? They're a temporary measure going from point A to point B. They want to get to the game. Lots of stuff goes into the timing of it, location, start, and making sure that it's a safe and enjoyable, actually, an event to be part of.
Okay, we have time for one more question.
Yeah, Nate Lewis, Van City Lookout. My question's for Don and maybe Jesse as well. The province's privacy commissioner put out a series of recommendations specifically regarding CCTV usage. I'm wondering if you can provide an update on the CCTV rollout that's going to be in place for FIFA, and if the host committee and VPD are going to be aligning with those recommendations from the privacy commissioner.
Yeah, it's a great question. Obviously, yes. There will be a number of additional CCTV cameras going up in and around BC Place, the outer security perimeter, that last mile area. And yes, we've been working with the Privacy Commissioner hand in hand with the city for a number of months now to ensure those privacy impact assessment has been conducted. It's thorough and it's appropriate for the circumstances. So to my knowledge, we're in a very good place with that. And yeah, that's the update there.
I'll just add also that, we've worked very hard to ensure that appropriate measures are in place in terms of access to the data. No one will be able to be recognized, any of that kind of thing. And also we have a plan to decommission those cameras as soon as the event is over.
And that's that. Thank you so much, everyone. 5 weeks away to the start of the World Cup. So thank you all for coming. Appreciate your time. Thank you.